give me the opportunity to contribute to the motion on the floor in respect of the budget read here on the 24th of November 2022. Mr. Speaker, listening to my colleague, he was talking about and touting the extent of roads that have been constructed by Nana Akufo-Addo, and we have been going front and back on this one and trying to set the record straight. Indeed, it's been claimed that Nana Akufo-Addo's tenure has witnessed the best road construction ever since independence. But we had the opportunity to talk about that, and indeed, the records in the ministry do not prove to that extent. Mr. Speaker, the road sector medium-term development plan, page 50, clearly indicates the extent of the road network that we have in this country. Mr. Speaker, I get worried and I get concerned about the way the ministry is managing our road assets. Indeed, we spend so much money in establishing roads and constructing roads and bridges, but it is important that we have the maintenance culture with us and indeed maintain these roads. One of the reasons, and I think critical one, that the road fund was set up is to maintain our road assets. Indeed, the road industry is capital intensive, and any road that is constructed must be maintained. Mr. Speaker, the road sector depends on three key indicators. We have the total road network size, the road condition mix, that is fair and good and poor, and the proportion of roads maintained and rehabilitated. Basically, what this means is that irrespective of the funds or irrespective of the investment you make in the industry, if you don't maintain them, it will virtually go bad. Mr. Speaker, what we are hearing here, my brother, is talking about we've constructed this road, we've constructed that road. It is good to construct all those roads. But the point is that, are we maintaining them? Records in the ministry indicate that our performance, this administration's performance in road maintenance, has been very unsatisfactory. Now, I talk it to reinforce what my ranking said. Mr. Speaker, by 2016, when we left office, the state of our road condition mix, the road condition mix indeed talks about the good, the fair, and the poor. 2016, and as at 2016, the record that we left is still existing. What we have now, the 94,202, is just projections. It has not been validated. And we are waiting for that record to be validated. Records indicate that the consultants still ongoing, trying to do their search to make sure that the 94,000 projection is validated. Until it is done, we have a record that what we have now is the 78,402 kilometers that was bequeathed to this administration by the Mahama administration. Mr. Speaker, why do I say that I'm concerned, or we are concerned about the road sector maintenance? Feeder roads has been cited by the medium-term development plan program for agenda for jobs, that among the areas that have been challenged so heavily is the feeder road area. I'm talking about infrastructure. So it means that we need to spend time on feeder roads. We need to spend time maintaining our roads going forward, but that has not been done. I'm concerned, Mr. Speaker, if you go to the budget, and I want to read, by permission, 731, Mr. Speaker, 713, sorry. Anyway, so that indicates, tells us the budget allocation for road maintenance. But it's surprising that there is no allocation for road maintenance in the budget. It is a tradition and a ritual that every year there's a planned projection for roads in terms of routine maintenance and periodic maintenance for the various agencies, urban roads, feeder roads, and highways. Unfortunately, in this budget, there is no planned program of works for the ministry, and that tells us that road maintenance has been shelved, and that is not too good enough. The point is that we have feeder roads, which is the main, it forms about 50%, over 50% of the total road network in this country. And if you see the allocations of funds going to feeder roads, it's very, very, very small. And therefore, we want to believe that is rather deliberate, because the attention now has all been diverted towards the flyovers and all those urban roads and trunk roads. That is fine. But for the feeder roads, we need to ensure that the feeder roads has also been managed accordingly. Mr. Speaker, as I said I was going to concentrate on feeder roads. The releases to the feeder roads for maintenance has not been satisfactory, and indeed it's very disheartening. The government has always been, directing resources into the urban roads and highways, which is not satisfactory, leaving the maintenance of feeder roads, in a very bad state. The concern is that when feeder roads has been targeted as an area that has been challenged, it means that the attention must be given to this sector in terms of funds raising and all those. Feeder roads is critical, and therefore road fund that we have must channel a lot of resources into this area, and that is not happening. Mr. Speaker, what is the state of road funds? Road fund, as was indicated by my ranking, road fund has since 2017 not conducted the audited and published the audited report. What is the reason for this? We need to know. Road fund since 2016, where we reviewed the act, and the fund had opportunity to go for loans and so on. We do not know how much road fund has accrued since 2017 to 2021. So the question is that how much has road fund accrued over the period, and how much has been delivered or released to urban roads, Ghana House Authority, basically for the maintenance of our roads. Mr. Speaker, lift service has always been given to maintenance, as we did say. So the question now we ask is that what is the planned network for maintenance for preceding year? We don't have any in the budget. There is no portion for planned maintenance for feeder roads, urban roads, and highways. We don't have them. And that is why I think that it is something that the government must, the ministry should ensure that this is done and done properly. The other one, Mr. Speaker, is that why has the ministry, and we this year, why has the ministry not been able to publish the road fund audited account since 2017 to date? We need answers to this as well. The government has always been, the ministry has always been concerned about growth in the urban centers and roads on trunk roads, leaving feeder roads, and we think that must be looked into. Mr. Speaker, I think that for this budget, the ministry should come again in providing details in the budget, allocating resources, allocate planned programs for the various agencies, urban roads, feeder roads, and highways. As it stands now, this is the first time that the budget is submitted where we don't have any planned action for works on maintenance for the three agencies, urban roads, feeder roads, and highways. And I think that if this is the situation, then it is very, very unfortunate. Mr. Speaker, in 2022, the budget statement, paragraph 871, provided for routine maintenance plan of 16,000 kilometers for feeder roads, but at the end of the day, the resultant effect, or what we realized, was 1,811 kilometers that was achieved. So leaving a variance of over 14,000. So you budget that in 2022, you are going to do routine maintenance for feeder roads of 16,000. Now, at the end of the day, what is in the budget, and as I did say, paragraph 871, provides that 8,811 kilometers was achieved, and that is not good enough. Mr. Speaker, Ghana House Authority, for instance, did plan that they were going to construct 25,000 in terms of routine maintenance. They were going to construct 25,000 kilometers. But at the end of the day, they ended up performing 5,533 kilometers, leaving a variance of 19,467 kilometers. All come together, point to the fact that this administration, this ministry, has been so irresponsible in maintaining and giving resources for maintaining of our roads. If you construct all these new roads, as you are saying, you construct them, but records show that the ministry consistently since 2017 has not been able to provide any meaningful impact on road maintenance going forward. Mr. Speaker, Routine maintenance is basically, grading, vegetation control, spot improvement, and so on. So if we can't provide resources when we have enough in the road fund kitty to the ministry's particular feeder roads for the routine maintenance and preventive maintenance, then where are we heading towards? So I think that the ministry must come again. What we expect to see or expect to know is that they should fix the budget plan on maintenance for feeder roads, urban roads, and highways. Mr. Speaker, I am so impressed. I'm so impressed by the extent of, the elaboration of my colleague. Oh, we've consulted these roads, we've consulted that road. But at the end of the day, if you are not able to demonstrate that even what you came to meet, you've been able to maintain them, then all these things are just mere talks. And we think that all these projects that the government has touched, we haven't seen any meaningful, what they call conclusion to them, except for touching everything, saying we do this, and we do that. Mr. Speaker, in the budget we have for road fund, we know that road fund, at the end of the year, we have about 2 billion accruing to the kitty. But unfortunately, in 2023, the budget allocation for the road fund is 1,439,520 cedis. But in 2022, there was an allocation of 1,418,309,530 in Ghana cedis, and reference in Appendix 2C, page 187 of the 2022 budget, and Appendix 3C, page 191 of the 2023 budget. All these things point to the fact that we have not been taking attention and mining the road fund. And so the question that I come back to us again is that why has the ministry not been able to publish, and we demand that this thing is done, because it's a legal requirement, that every year we publish road fund audited accounts. And this has not been done.
Member, and kindly give me a minute. I'm confused as to how much time. I thought it was that ranking members had 20, chairman and ranking had 20.
After 30 minutes.
The Speaker, the member who seconded the motion yesterday had 20 minutes, and the ranking member then came 20 minutes. The chairman and ranking members have 15 minutes. All others, of course, chairman, ranking members, and ministers have 15 minutes. All others have 10 minutes. So I noticed that he has 10 minutes. He has exceeded 10 minutes. I thought you were giving him extra time, but it's
Indeed, he has. I thought he had 15.
He's already exceeded his time.
No. Very well. Please make your concluding statement.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, in concluding, I want to state that this budget does not provide any information, any details on road maintenance for the various agencies, urban roads, feeder roads, and highways, as has been the norm in the ministry. And I read as paragraph 713. Thank you for this opportunity, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable